My name is Olawale Tokunbo Ogulano. I'm a medical doctor. I graduated from Russian National Research Medical University in Moscow, Russia. In 2012, I came back to Nigeria to practice in my country. After my one-year internship, I was posted by the National Youth Service to Niger State, which is where I am now. And this is the village, Gigi and Sharuana. That is a local community very close to each other. And I was first exposed to this village a few months ago while our fellowship, our church fellowship, came for a missions outreach in this town. And it was very challenging in the sense that there were a lot of things that were, in today's age, it's quite surprising that people still live the way they do. First of all, I observed that all the children, in fact, you might be surprised to see a 12-year-old girl who is actually married. A lot of the children here get married even at the age of 10, as young as that, and they start, having sexual contact from such tender age, which was very, very surprising for me. And this is something that is actually a norm in this community. So it's quite surprising to me because based on my training, I wouldn't have ever expected something as, something like this that happens in our world. But on coming here, we also realized that there were a lot of challenges in the sense that there are no toilets, no bathrooms, there are no proper disposal of waste. So there is no clean water. Just a few minutes ago, we were presented with the cleanest water to drink, and it was so turbid. These are the minor challenges that I personally observed, on coming here. There is no water source. There is no source of light. And I was made to understand that the closest health center is over 3 kilometers away from this community. And the access point into this community is, to say the least, terrible. Before we could journey in to the community, it was very challenging. So with poor access to healthcare and so many other challenges, it is quite breathtaking to realize that people in our day are living just like this. The last time we came here, it was a 3-day mission outreach we had in these two communities. So we had a case just in the night. Our attention was drawn to a woman who had given birth about 2 days ago, as in 2 days prior to that day. And we realized that she was still bleeding. She was still bleeding still after childbirth. She was, she was losing a lot of blood. So by the time we were thinking of how we wanted to transport her to the next clinic, over 5 minutes trying to say, do we go by car? Do we use the motorbike? Do we carry her on our hands? What do we do? This lady fainted. So eventually we were able to place her on a motorbike. I was not alone. I was with my other colleague, Dr. Ebuka, and he went ahead. Then I followed him. While I was on the motorbike heading to the clinic, I as a medical doctor was afraid. I was afraid in the sense that I thought that the distance I covered from the community to the health center, that lady wouldn't make it. Lo and behold, when I got to the health center, she was still alive. and Dr. Ebuka had already begun intervention. Obviously, she had retained products of conception in her womb, so she was still bleeding a lot. So there was no MVA kit. There was barely anything for us to use, to help this woman. But with my training and with the training of my colleague, Dr. Ebuka, we were able to devise better means to ensure that she was stabilized. So we were able to remove the retained products of conception. We were able to remove. My greatest fear was the fact that she might not have been the very first person to have encountered such a situation. Any person, any woman that will have gone through such after childbirth in this community most likely will not make it. Another worrisome fact is that I noticed that there are no doctors in the whole of this community servicing about, I think the population is about 2,000 plus in this community. And yet, for the children, for the nursing mothers, for the pregnant women, for the men, for the young men, for the boys, there are no proper health care professionals. The lady that we took care of, the lady that we intervened for, she's just one out of 2,000. Now imagine the hundreds of cases that might be like that. But the doctors are not there. The healthcare workers are not there. Imagine the amount of people that fall sick every day from typhoid fever due to the fact that they drink dirty water. The amount of children that die because of cholera and they do not know. I believe that this is something we need to do something about. We need to help the women, the children, the men of Gigi and Sharuana village here in Niger State, Nigeria. And let us make a change that might affect generations to come. Thank you.